Welcome to a third or fourth, we don't know,
Point
edition of
five.
the WMMA Today podcast with Drake and me, Steve. Okay, let's start with the UFC Vegas 3 recap. Um, Marion Reneau and Raquel Pennington. Raquel Pennington ended up winning via unanimous decision. Um, it was a pretty solid fight.
Yeah, it was pretty much how I expected it for the most part. A very ugly fight. In your face. A lot of clinch work, a lot of nasty clinch work. And looking at the stats here, I was kind of surprised to see how big of a difference. I mean, the output was pretty similar, as you can see there. Just in terms of landing, Raquel by a decent margin outdid her. A lot of knees in the clinch in this fight from
Yeah,
both of them, but yeah, no, it was definitely a solid fight as expected from these two. Not the present that Renault would have wanted on her birthday, but hey, you can't win them all.
no, but I mean, it was a good fight from both of them. It's not like Renault got her ass beat or anything. I mean, it was just a solid fight from both.
Yeah, she was definitely in it the whole time, but Rocky
Yeah,
was just kind of a step ahead and just
yeah,
I don't know. I think she was. I mean, she talked about it. She was motivated to kind of go and
yep,
have more of a fight, like a fight, than what she had in her Holly rematch, which was not a very good fight whatsoever. From an entertainment standpoint. So, yeah, this one was much better than that one. Let's put it that way.
yeah.
So,
So Raquel Pennington did move up one ranking in the bantamweight ranks. She went up from 6 to 5, and Marion Renault stayed the same at number 10.
who'd she pass up?
Irene Aldana, which is fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, she does have a win over her, but I don't agree with that necessarily. I wouldn't move in my rankings. I didn't move either of them. I don't think down or up. I think they just kind of stayed in the same spot.
Yeah,
Well, the rankings get a whole lot more interesting each day. We saw the brief came out today, the release of that. Shameless plug for my story I did a while back. I revealed that was a thing after talking to all the rankings panelists,
yep.
but I never got to actually see one. But today, shout out to our man Eric Coal
Very
of
cool.
Miami News. He
Yep.
revealed what they actually look like, and very interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's off putting that the UFC is even like involved in something in that it's they shouldn't. First of all, they shouldn't have their own rankings. Period. I mean, they're they shouldn't have their own rankings as a promotion. But I think it's just off-putting in general for them to even get involved like that by sending out letters to the rankers.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously suggestive, right? If you look at it, it's a very suggestively worded thing,
Yeah,
and then you look at the actual rankings, and you can kind of see, okay, how many people are following like what this is saying. If we're looking at the example we saw, which was with Burgos and Josh Emmett,
right.
they were saying that Burgos should maybe fall completely out, and he dropped all the way to 15, right? About
Yeah,
four
he's
or
at
five
15
slides,
now. What the fuck, dude?
which from losing in that fight and to a guy ranked that high,
It was an
I don't
absolute
agree
fucking
with.
war, dude. Like, how are you going to unrank Burgos because of that fight? People were saying as that fight was going and after that fight, it was the fight of the year. I don't I don't agree with that at all. I still think that Wiley and
Contender.
Joanna is the fight of the year so far in 2020. That was a beautiful fight in every aspect of MMA. Um, but Emmett and Burgos, they threw the fuck down. Like, how can you say that Burgos doesn't deserve to be ranked after that fight? That's fucking bullshit, dude.
Well, the funny thing is that that was saying before the fight even happened, right? If he loses, then
Right.
he should maybe go out. Which like, well, wait a minute, it seems kind of weird. And then seeing
Well,
that he did drop as far as he did makes you think that most people
they listened.
may have, taken him off. Yeah, may have listened and
Yep, they
abided
listened
by.
because now he's ranked number 15
Yeah.
after an absolute war. That's a disservice to Burgos himself. They're they're totally fucking that dude because
Yeah.
the fighters still take these rankings seriously. They believe in the rankings. You see them get excited when they move up. Angela Hill has said over and over and over that she deserves to be ranked. She gets like crazy excited when she finally does get ranked and stuff. Like these fighters themselves are excited about the rankings, but then they do shit like this, and it's like, dude, why the fuck are you even why the fuck do you even have rankings then?
Yeah. It's hilarious. It is unfortunate for the fighters because, yeah, well, you would, right? Why wouldn't you get excited about it?
Right.
You're
It's their
you're trying.
livelihood. It's their
Yeah.
livelihood, even though apparently it's not their livelihood.
Yeah, I guess not according to their boss.
Right.
Man, what a month. What a month for MMA.
Dude, this shit is fucking like mind blowing. The shit that's coming out right now, like fucking, it's every day that shit is happening where it's like, what the fuck? It's
Yeah.
like,
To get back on track though.
it's so easy to
Look at
get off
this.
track when rankings get brought up. It's so easy to fucking get off track.
Oh
Oh,
yeah. The easiest.
for real, like legit, fucking
It's
aggravates
the
my
wrong one.
soul.
Especially when they're as ridiculous as they are.
Right.
But we'll
Okay,
see how
so
one championships turn out.
Tecia Torres defeated Briana Van Buren. You and I both did not see that one coming. We both picked Briana Van Buren, and it was a beautiful fight from Tecia Torres. She had something to prove. She did not want to get a fifth loss in a row. She was out there
God.
trying to prove that she's still a legit contender in the strawweight division.
I mean, yeah, she fought like her job was on the line, which we knew it very well could have been.
Yeah,
And she fought like she hadn't won in 3 years, which she hadn't.
she
So,
didn't. Right.
man, it was surprising. And, usually going into these kind of situations, I'm somebody who really looks at those outside factors like the momentum that they have or don't have,
Yeah.
coming off of certain losses or streaks like that, how big of a boost that can be for fighters. But I kind of ignored it this time just because of stylistically and Van Buren's momentum that she had going into this, even if she was out for almost a year, I believe. Yeah, I didn't really take it. I didn't think it would matter just because of the styles, but man, was I wrong. Couldn't have been more wrong. Torres went out there
Yeah.
and was just so. That might have been the most aggressive we've ever seen her, right? I mean, look at how much she outlanded. 111 to 37. That's insane, man. And I
It's
mean, you
wild.
could see the difference there. Yeah, it was a fantastic, exactly what she needed, exactly what she needed to do.
2 of 7 takedowns for Van Buren. That's her game was off that fight. Tecia Torres had her kind of reeling the whole fight. She, I, Tecia Torres is a legit strawweight contender. She always has been. Yes, she's lost 4 in a row before this, but like we said in last week's episode, she's only lost to champions
Yeah, and an
and
undefeated fighter.
and an undefeated fighter. Right, Van Buren, she's still a prospect. You and I both are high on Briana Van Buren because of what she has shown, in Invicta, her first fight in the UFC. She's legit. I think Tecia Torres just outworked her. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it'll be interesting to see I don't want her to go back to kind of how she was fighting before now, just because she got back in the win column and it's like, okay,
Right.
I'm kind of safe again. I don't know if that will be the case. I mean, hopefully it's not, and like there's a new fire lit under her.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe there's
She was,
maybe this is a new rejuvenated Tecia Torres.
yeah, that would be fantastic, and just make the division all that much better. Um, So I'm very interested to see who they match with her next. I imagine it'll be somebody in the top 15 again, just because of how good that win was. I mean, you and I both have already had Van Buren in the top 15. Going into this fight, I think that she drops out now because I wouldn't have Torres ranked going into the fight because of that losing streak. So yeah, I don't know who she could get next. Maybe an
Michelle
Angela Hill
Watterson.
rematch might be fun. Watterson could be good. I don't know if they fought. I can't remember if they fought already. No, I don't think so
I don't
because that
think
would
they
have
have.
meant Torres would have won. Yeah, so they were supposed to. I think that's what I'm thinking of. They were supposed to. So yeah, that could be a good one. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean,
So
now that she's won one, they might give her. I think she's liked by the UFC. I think the UFC likes her. You know, maybe they'll give her a higher ranked fighter like a Michelle Watterson, who is
who
ranked
needs a win herself?
right, who's ranked number 8, while Tecia Torres is ranked number 11. She didn't move up in the rankings, even though she won her fight. I
That's
mean,
fair. She shouldn't.
yeah,
I mean, if you look at who's ahead of her.
right. But Felice Herrig went from number 15 to number 13.
Okay,
Angela
just
Hill went to number 14. She dropped down one, and so did Amanda Rebus. Like, what's the point of that?
I don't know. I really don't know. That's the thing about it is you just have no fucking idea.
It's a crapshoot.
Yeah,
It's when
it's
we
bad.
open it on Tuesday mornings or whatever, whenever they drop, we're gonna be like, okay, what's the present this time? What's the gift this time? What are we gonna fucking make fun of this time this week?
Exactly. Pretty much every time there's an update, we're like, oh boy, what is it?
Look how beautiful that is. Jillian Robertson. She beat Courtney Casey uh, by a beautiful rear naked choke in the third round. It was man, she that was her fight. She fucking dominated.
Yeah, this was also very surprising. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was more surprising than Torres winning how she did. For
Mm.
me, because I thought this one would be close. I just had a feeling Casey would be the one to like snatch a submission from the bottom. How this played out though, and for as long as the amount of time that she was able to dominate essentially the whole fight, right? That was very surprising to me. And then to finish it off, I mean, Jillian Robertson has proven to be a finisher, and I was surprised that she now has the record for most female submissions in the
Yeah,
UFC history. I was like,
good for her.
geez, 4, I believe, because Ronda had 3 or whatever.
Yep.
So
And she's
yeah,
still young.
very very good performance. Still very young, yes, and turning right around, which we'll get to here in a minute. But yeah, man, maybe Casey shouldn't have tried to turn around so quickly herself because just really didn't have any success here. But might have been the case regardless, just the matchup thing. But Jillian Robertson, great way to rebound off of that tough Macy Barber loss.
She's still unranked. They don't have her ranked. Maybe one more fight.
Eh,
Maybe she should fight a ranked fighter this time around.
yeah, maybe Antonina.
Antonina, like we were saying, Alexis Davis.
Yeah, who's still. When was the last time that Davis fought? I mean, I know we talked about this like 2 weeks ago, but
Yeah,
been gone for a while. Been
yeah,
gone
she's
for
been
a
out for a long
while.
time. Okay, so this completely shocked me. I did not see this fight going the way that it is. I think that's what these fights. This is what we've said so far. Like we didn't see how these fights were going to go this way. Um, Lauren Murphy beat Roxanne Modafferi by unanimous decision. See on the bottom there, a couple 30-27s. in a 29-28.
Mhm.
Lauren Murphy looked good.
Yeah, man, that she did. Yeah, it just keeps on rolling, dude. People are not giving her enough credit.
Right.
Hurt Roxy very badly in
Oh, she
was
rocked
the
her.
second first round. She said she went out for a like a brief moment
Yeah.
on Twitter today,
Yep.
I think. But yeah, very good performance by Lauren. You know, pretty much controlled everywhere. I think that I did agree with the 29-28 giving Roxy. Was the first round? Let's look at the stats here. Yeah, probably the first round. I really don't remember which one it was. I gave her one of them, but either way, yeah, the right person won here. And man, it makes me feel. You tell me. It makes me feel like we are seeing that. As much as I hate to say it, we're seeing that Roxy can't hang with the top flyweights anymore. Because you look at her last two wins, were both against people that should not have been given to her. Right, two super green in MMA fighters, Macy and Antonina. Experience wise, nobody should have been surprised by those fighters losing to Roxy. But you know, people get on the hype trains. Then when she's matched with the top fighters like Murphy here, Jennifer Maya, what was it, even
Nico
Sajara
Montano.
Eubanks before that. I mean, she hasn't
Nico.
been beating them since she got back to the UFC.
That's
We
true.
got the Barb win, which was really good, but Barb at the end of her career. Um, so that one's kind of middle ground. You know, I'd still say that's a good win because of how she won it and everything. But yeah, as for the top girl, she's not hanging too well anymore, which is a shame.
Right. I I agree. I mean, she's still ranked number 7. We're gonna see her. I think we'll see her start fighting the up and comers again because, like you said, who's above her right now? Maybe Jessica I. That would actually be an
Okay,
interesting matchup. Um,
if
Jessica,
anyone she's going to be able to beat in the top 15, I think that's a very good choice to go with next.
but Jessica I is ranked number 4. She's tied with Lauren Murphy, who went up 3 spots to number 3 or to number 4, right under Joanne Calderwood at number 3. Um, so now Lauren Murphy's in the top 5, while Roxanne Modafferi just dropped down to number 7 from number 6. So I do think that Jessica I and Roxanne Modafferi make sense.
hmm
And they're both coming off of losses. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm down with that for sure. Because I mean, I honestly do not think that I should be ranked that highly. I have her about 14 range in
Yeah, you've
mine.
always you've always said that though.
I know. I just don't think she's. I mean, you look at it, man. Just so many super close fights and the people she's beat. I don't know. I don't know. We'll go down a rabbit hole if I get into Jessica I talk. She's already got me blocked, so I'm not afraid to say too much. She's not going to hear it. I guess we'll be talking about her here in a second next. So get ready, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that fight makes sense now. Roxy's coming off of a loss. So is Jessica I. I mean, they're both still top 10 fighters right now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I'm all for
a
that.
fight that makes sense.
All
Okay,
for it.
so that was the UFC Vegas 3 recap. Now we will go to the Submission Underground 15 recap with Jessica I. Um, she lost to Amanda Lowen, who is a fucking beast, by armbar in overtime.
Yep. You know, we knew she was going to lose, right? Can we be honest? I knew she was going to lose.
Yeah.
Anybody who knows who Amanda Lowen is
Oh,
knew
yeah.
that Jessica I was going to lose. Biggest
Absolutely.
surprise was that Jessica I still went in there, I guess. No, the biggest surprise is that Jessica I didn't get submitted in under a minute.
No,
See, I told you I
I
was
mean,
going all in here.
she went to overtime. She went to overtime with her, and Amanda Lowen is a legit black belt.
Very much so. Very much so. I mean, Jessica I was pretty much all defense here. The
Yeah.
entire regulation round
Yep.
of the match was just her in the guard. Pretty much wrist control battle for wrist control. And Lowen just really couldn't find anything from there without taking an unnecessary risk, I suppose. And so then once the time went out, it was like, okay, you know, all right, it's just once it's her turn, we know. you know,
Yeah,
she got to go.
she went second.
She you go, yeah, she went second, so she escaped a rear naked choke in about 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, it was very quick.
Yeah, no danger, and then
And
that
it was
armbar
surprising
like, oh,
though.
here it comes.
I was surprised by it, and I think Chell was surprised by it, that Lowen went for the armbar to go with the armbar rather than the back.
Yeah, I mean, typically it might be more of a surprise, but dude, the armbar is one of her moves, man. If
Yeah,
you
it's
follow
true.
her closely, you'll be like, all right, I get it here. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I get
I
it,
just
but
I
it was just
yeah,
cool to see because
What
I mean,
the confidence in going for it.
yeah,
Yeah,
she knows she's a beast. I mean, she knows who she is as a
yeah.
grappler at this point in her career.
Very
She
humble though.
knows.
She is very humble.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's humble. She's
Yeah.
fun to watch.
So, oh, love it, love it, love it.
Yep. And she's from Oregon, your
So,
home state. So
yes, she
it's
is
cool. It's
Portland
cool that
girl.
she gets to stay around the Oregon area with the submission underground um, events. And she'll be on the next one. Is that right?
Yes, we will get into that
Yeah.
after our Twitter question, which
Right.
is a
So
great one.
we have a Twitter question from the um, the
The
Ryzen
We Are Rising
We Are
podcast.
Ryzen podcast. They asked, right now it seems like the upcoming Invicta show will have Lindsey Van Zant versus Alicia Zappitella, but it won't be for the vacant atomweight belt at this time. Who would you suggest to take on the winner of this match to crown a new atomweight champion? And then they go on to say, this is presuming if Invicta doesn't make this match for the atomweight belt at a later time. And I think we both said this last week or the week prior. I think that this should be for the belt.
Mm, I can see that happening. I really can. I don't know why they wouldn't necessarily. I mean, I don't know. The thing is, you got so when this was announced and we talked about it, it was like, all right, winner versus Jin, but she's gone now. Maybe the winner versus Jin because she beat Ashley Cummins in the title fight that she couldn't win the title because she missed weight and got stripped of her title because she was the champion. So it would have made sense, I think, for the winner to then face her for the title, but now she's gone. So then I would think maybe Ashley Cummins because that was a very close fight with Jin, and
Yeah.
you know many people think that Cummins won that rematch. So I think that is probably most likely, depending on how they feel about these two fighters right here. You know, I feel like it might be a little too soon. You know, Lindsay's coming off a loss still, unless she won before. I think I forgot about that last time too. But Zappitella has rebounded
Yep.
nicely. And then Viviane Pereira's out there, but there's the kind of the weight question with her, so I wouldn't necessarily say she should be title ready. I'll give her another fight first. But yeah, winner of this fight, I would say maybe against Ashley Cummins is the way that I would go. But I wouldn't be super mad if this was for the title, but not the
Yeah.
move I would make.
No, I mean, I just think that Invicta does amazing things. They know what they're doing. Shannon Knapp is a great MMA mind, especially when it comes to women's MMA. Clearly, is the best at what she does because she's like we saw this past week. She's getting plucked by the UFC, and she keeps coming back. She crowns champions. They get plucked by the UFC. The UFC takes them, and she builds these champions up again. Like Shannon Knapp is amazing. So whatever she does with the atomweight belt, she's gonna make the right call. It's gonna be what's best for the women and it's going to be what's best for Invicta. Whether it is this Zapatella Van Zant fight, which I think should be for the interim title, I don't.
The
I just
vacant
think
title.
that, huh? What's that?
The vacant title.
The vacant.
You said
The
interim
vacant title.
title.
Yeah, the vacant title. I just think that this is the fight to make, and then Ashley Cummins fights the winner of this fight.
Okay, I mean, I could see that too.
I mean, but
actually.
if they do it either way, then it makes sense. Either way, either way that if they do it either way, it would make complete sense to me.
You know what I would like actually is I would like an unofficial mini tournament. You put Cummins against Pereira while these two fight, and then those winners fight for the title.
That would be cool.
But I'm pretty sure, yeah, that would be great. But I think Viviani's in Brazil, so she's probably out of the equation now that I think about it.
Yeah, and I mean, I totally agree with you that that Cummins deserves a title shot. They made this fight, so I mean, why not make it for the vacant title?
I mean, it would definitely spice up the card. It would definitely spice up.
It for sure
title.
would. Yeah, I would.
And I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if they stay within the next couple of days that this is for the vacant title now.
They've done that before.
Yeah.
So.
And like I said, Shannon Knapp's amazing. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah. And, I think this is actually the best fight on the card anyway, so why not give it a main event
the best fight on the card, yeah.
So, great question there from the We Are Rising podcast. Good.
Thank you very much.
From them.
Yep.
Yes, fantastic.
Okay, so fight news. Amanda Lowen,
and
again.
Feel free to comment, by the way, anybody. As we were just wrapping up Twitter questions.
Amanda Lowen again will be taking on Jillian Robertson on July 12th at Submission Underground 16. That is a juicy fucking match because we just saw what Jillian Robertson did against Courtney Casey, and then Amanda Lowen, we saw what she did against Jessica Ai. It's juicy.
So, I like this one a lot better than Lowen versus I, or I in any grappling matches. just to go there, but I think it'll be more fun and everything. But we still know the result. We know who's winning. It's like she's the female Craig Jones of Submission Underground. Let's be honest. So,
and that's why Chell keeps putting her on.
Yeah, and just Robertson, she's going to be too small, and obviously I think she's got a better chance than I, as we're going there and everything. But just the size difference. Lowen's a featherweight. People, I don't think they realize how big she is. I mean, I think she's the same height as me, like 5'9". Man, a featherweight, legit featherweight. So it would be nice to see her. I want to see her against like Gabby or something. Let's get crazy. Something ridiculous. But obviously Gabby's probably not in the country either. But yeah, I'm fine with this. Props to Robertson for taking it. It'll be a good learning experience for her. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, Lowen is obviously going to be the favored fighter. I mean, but Jillian Robertson showed that she can hang on the ground. I mean, she's very good in her own right. Very, very good in her own right on the ground. I actually like this matchup way more than Jessica. Way more than Jessica matchup. I mean,
oh yeah.
Let's be real with that shit. Like, this is a much better matchup. Okay, so a flyweight fight. Miranda Granger and Nadia Kassim set for August 8th. I'm assuming that's Fight Island. We don't know, really. Is it?
I mean, it's got to be if Kassim's fighting. I'm just assuming with certain international fighters. I'm like, all right, that's the sign there. But I don't think that one has an official location.
Right.
But obviously, it's one of two places, right? So,
Yeah. Um,
so
do you think that Kassim comes in for the touch of gloves and like she did in her last fight? And
pays for it.
yeah. Or
I think she'll have
do
learned.
you think she learned her lesson?
I do.
It
I
would
do.
be
I
it
don't
would
think.
be a big mistake doing that against Granger. By the way.
Yeah, that would not be very wise. I
No.
think she'll play it smart this time around. Another fighter who needs this win, right? If we're gonna be totally honest,
Yes.
Kassim probably has came to the UFC a little bit too early. You look at the fights that
Markability.
she had. Yeah, yeah. Um, she came in. I think it was 4-0. I do have her record up here. What am I talking about? So 4-0, and her total fight time before she got to the UFC was like around 2 minutes, maybe a little bit over 2 minutes total in four fights. She knocked out those first four opponents, had all that hype, which gets people excited, like the promoters and everything. Obviously, then you bring her in, give her a veteran who is really at the end of her career as well. Kassim misses weight by 5 pounds. She's at flyweight now. That was a strawweight bout. She used to be strawweight, flyweight, back and forth, da 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 da. And then she loses pretty badly in the two fights after that. And here we are. And she's going against somebody also looking to rebound who is a lot more proven than her as a prospect and a pretty bad stylistic matchup, right?
Tough.
So,
Incredibly tough fight.
yeah. And I mean, I did think that Nadia looked pretty all right on the feet against Kim in her last fight.
She shows like um skilled. She's skilled. She's a skilled fighter. I don't know if she's UFC level fighter though.
Yeah. She's obviously been a bit exposed. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind. I think it's kind of maybe more of a bad matchmaking thing because you look at she beats Alex Chambers 5-0. The Chambers win was good, solid, all that.
Yep.
A decision though, many would have maybe assumed with her track record that she should have finished Chambers, who is susceptible to being finished and all that. And then they throw her to Montana De La Rosa, who we
Tough.
know kind of it's a bit much. And then Kim to after that, maybe not pretty similar level, right?
Mm.
As De La Rosa, maybe a little bit below. She's getting there, so you would have expected maybe a bigger step down. They just kind of have mistreated her a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
I suppose so. Um, like you said, Montana De La Rosa, she's very good. Miranda Granger is also a very good fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, and Granger just suffered her very first loss too against Amanda Lemos, who
Right.
no shame in that one. Um, got the win over Hannah Goldie in her debut. Before that, we've just seen more from Granger. I think she's been more impressive against better competition. Has just shown a better overall skill set. And this isn't to say that obviously Kassim couldn't catch her or whatever, but the early lean is Granger still. But hey, Kassim needs this one. Like I was saying, maybe she'll
Yeah.
pull a Tecia on us. We'll
Yeah, I
see.
mean, it's totally. I can see that happening. I don't know. Actually, I can't see that happening. I think that Granger is going to win. I, I think it's going to be an easy fight for Miranda Granger. To be honest.
I love the flip on that. Just the immediate turn. You know what? Nah.
Well, I mean, I've seen enough from Miranda Granger to know to think that she's a legit contender, like a legit contender.
Yeah,
She's still young too, so I mean.
it's fair.
All right, so in a bantamweight fight, kind of a bummer for Aspen Ladd. Um, she is out because of a tear with her in her ACL and MCL um, against Sarah McMahon, and Sarah McMahon will not get replacement opponent that was supposed to be on this Saturday's card. That's a fucking bummer, man. That was a good fight. That sucks for Aspen Ladd
Yeah, she's gonna
and
be
Kara
out
McMahon.
for
I
a
mean,
while. Yeah, yeah, obviously. Yeah, that's a really tough one too. And man, you look at stylistically that fight. I don't think that. Well, no, I mean, Ladd has never fought a wrestler of McMahon's caliber, and we know that she kind of likes to smother people and beat them up the
yeah.
same way. So a very intriguing matchup.
If
Whether
you're
it was,
if you're a wrestling fan,
yeah, it would have been like kind of the unstoppable force against the immovable object a little bit at bantamweight there.
it's true.
But yeah, and it sucks for McMahon too because that's a big opportunity to take out somebody who's one of two people in contention, right?
Yeah.
Aldana and Ladd are the ones people are talking about as next in line for Nunes. So yeah, it's a bummer for McMahon. Obviously, not going to remake that because Ladd's going to be out for a good while now.
Yeah, she's out for a long time,
So,
at least 9
oh, and
months.
that sucks for McMahon too because now she's going to have to travel all the way to Abu Dhabi for whatever her next fight ends up being. I would imagine on one of these upcoming cards.
That's tough.
Yeah, bit of a bummer.
Tough loss for both of them. Sucks. Hate to see that
Yeah.
from any fighter during
Yep.
right before fight week.
Injuries blow. Injuries blow.
Yeah. Okay, so man, UFC Vegas 4 has Jinyu Frye. She will be taking on Kay Hanson. These are Invicta. Frye is the former Invicta Atomweight champion. Like I said earlier, UFC's plucking. They literally plucked that fight from Invicta. That's an Invicta fight. Two Invicta fighters. That's gonna be a fun fight, honestly.
It's really, really interesting. It's really interesting that they made this one and just everything about it is very intriguing because, Kay Hansen, a legitimate prospect, has been for a while, right? She's only 20 years old, but has fought 9 times so far, mostly in Invicta. Well, I mean, I guess all of her fights except for one. Very bright future. I think that's safe to say. But at the same time, I feel like her getting to the UFC might be a little bit premature here. And then they're matching her with a former atomweight champion, Jinyu Frye. Kay Hanson's the bigger fighter. A very interesting style for Frye. It's it's super compelling, right? It's like because on paper, Frye shouldn't lose this fight, right? You look at the experience difference, who she's fought, the caliber of competition, all of that.
Yeah.
She should totally win this fight. She's going to be more comfortable at strawweight. I mean, I don't know. What are your first thoughts on this?
I think that Hanson wins.
Easily?
I don't think easily, but I think that she wins. I think that she's a fucking monster, dude. She's
See,
legit.
yeah, that's the thing, man. It's like I think that her wrestling and just her tenaciousness, her ability to get in your face and just use her size really to bully Frye is kind of the big thing. If she can do that, then she should be able to win.
That's exactly what I see her doing. I mean, maybe if this was an atomweight fight for Frye, I think the Frye is probably better at atomweight because she's bigger. She's a bigger atomweight. Kay Hanson's going to be the bigger fighter in this fight, and this fight completely fits her style. She's going to go in, and she's going to do what she wants with her.
I mean, yeah, we've seen Jin, struggle with, grappling specialists before.
Yeah.
And recently, in her two fights with, her both rematches against Ashley Cummins and then Ayaka Hamasaki. There wasn't too much grappling in the Cummins one, but
No.
Hamasaki ended up winning that fight specifically off of her ground game. Dominated that third round to get the win. So that's something obviously to consider, which makes you lean more towards Hanson when you look at that on paper. But then I think, man, she didn't look. Her whole title reign has been kind of weird, right? I mean,
Yeah.
just everything. She gets knocked out by Sohee Ham, knocked out by Sohee Ham, and then gets that Grusender win in the first fight, which
A lot of people
Robberyville,
saw Frye losing that fight.
big time Robberyville. They do the rematch. I think that she wins that one pretty clearly.
Yeah.
And then, the Hamasaki one, like I said. But either way, none of those fights were they weren't her best performances at all, right? And she recently revealed, speaking to our man, John Young Ko, shout out to him, Kumite TV, about her neck injury and,
Yeah.
or the fact that was affecting her weight cuts and all that because she started, she missed weight in that last fight, which obviously isn't going to help the performance whatsoever. So then it makes me think, has she been looking not as good because of this
I
problem
mean,
she's having?
if so, it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
We'll
So-
see. We'll see in this fight. She's not cutting as much weight.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how much she will be cutting at all. I can't be a crazy amount, but either
Well,
way,
She was
when you
cutting
look
shit kind of weight, atom weight though.
yeah. Yeah, it's such an interesting fight that they're making for both of their debuts because Kay Hansen winning, that's an upset, That's definitely an upset, but something that it is possible. I don't know. It's in the striking, Jin's going to be a lot cleaner. I think she will be a little bit more powerful at strawweight. Should just be more comfortable in her body at strawweight. And Kay Hansen, she'll be fine as per usual. She's so motivated by this moment, surely. And I mean, so will Jin. So she will be as well because she's been dying to get in the UFC her whole career, wishing
Yeah.
that she could be the poster girl for atomweight, which she should have been once she won the title. After the Grusander rematch, they should have been like, all right, let's open this thing up. Let's open this fucker up, huh? But no, they have missed the boat completely on that. Who knows if they'll ever open it? Bellator will beat them to it. I'm calling it now. Been saying that actually,
Just like
but
just like featherweight. I mean,
just
look,
like featherweight, and then the UFC will jump on after, and they'll have nobody.
right, and they won't have anybody available because everybody's fucking Bellator.
Exactly.
And then we'll be talking about this in 5 fucking years, saying you should have fucking did it 5 years ago, before Bellator did it. Like,
And we'll be like, when are they going to get rid of atomweight? There's only 3 fighters. So
one of them, the UFC or Bellator, should definitely open up the atomweight division. But also that would
Yeah.
hurt. But also that would hurt Invicta. So I kind of don't want to see UFC pluck them like they are with every other fucking division.
yeah. Well, I've been bugging Scott Coker every time I talk to him about the atomweights. I'm like, so you
Yeah.
gonna open them up yet? I ask him every time. But as for the most interesting thing about the atomweight division overall is obviously, it's a very good and underappreciated division worldwide. Worldwide, it's very good. But that's kind of the problem at the same time is that everybody's so spread out, right? You got people in Ryzen, you got people in just other Japanese organizations, obviously Invicta. Mainly most people are in Ryzen and Invicta. I guess technically one doesn't have a 105-pound atomweight division, but they have an atomweight division, so you assume some of them can get there. I doubt Angela Lee could ever make that, even though she's atomweight champion, 115 pounds. Mei Yamaguchi could. So, I mean, they do have some atomweights. Point is, everybody's spread out, right? So, that's an interesting thing. But, yeah, as for this fight though, oh, God, coming down to the moment here and who to pick, dude, it is really tough. I like those. The size advantage and the style of Hanson is really something that's kind of hard for me to overlook. So I think I'm gonna have to go with her, but it's tough, man. It's really tough. I'm gonna say Hanson by split decision. As much as I hate to go against Frye in this opportunity that she's been waiting for so long, and I think that if she can avoid getting taken down or just mauled, essentially, being that kind of thing, she can strike her way to victory. Um, she could pull off a submission. She's not really one to do that very often, but possible. It
Yeah,
seems kind of cut and dry. We'll see. We'll see. It's
yeah, I
hard
mean,
hard to overlook that size though for me.
yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I mean, I think my Hanson is she's gonna win this fight. I think she gets the finish at some point, the second or third round. She'll be able to use her weight. She'll be physically stronger. I mean, she'll if she backs her up to the cage, she'll be able to take her down. She'll outwork her Frye on the mat. I just think that Hanson gets it done in the second or third round.
That would be big. That would be very big.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the odds on this fight, but if Hanson is an underdog, I would definitely bet Hanson for sure.
A little something down, yeah. Why not?
So we have another flyweight fight: Mara Romero Barella against Miranda Maverick. Um, Miranda Maverick got
Looks like
plucked.
Brian Ebersol to me.
Got plucked. I don't know why they don't make that a woman. I mean that
I know.
the silhouette.
No point in pulling that up. I was gonna pull that up for Frye and Hanson, but it would have just been 0-0 against
Yeah.
each other. Just pointless.
All we can see for
Oh.
Mara Romero Barella is she's 5'6", 125 pounds, 69-inch reach, and 38-inch leg reach. And we have no stats on Miranda Maverick because, again, this is her UFC debut. She got plucked by the UFC.
She is 5'3", though, for everyone's information. 5'3". I'm not sure of her reach, but at a length disadvantage here. And I mean, Burrell is a pretty good sized flyweight.
She is.
Man, I was very happy to see Miranda Maverick get signed. I think that is fine. I think she's more UFC ready than Kay Hanson. A better prospect, has beaten better people, proven to be more legit so far. Um, I think that they are they just hate Vanessa Porto, just to throw that out there. They just don't want to sign Vanessa Porto for some reason, even though she's one of the best flyweights in the world. But that's going off on a tangent. Miranda Maverick here against Mara Romero Barella. I am surprised kind of that they're giving Barella another shot. 3-fight losing streak here, lost very convincingly in all three of those. I want to talk about another fighter who needs a win. She needs this one badly. Very, very badly. This is obvious job needs to be saved.
It's probably because she's available right now.
Yeah, surprisingly. Why is she in America? Oh, because she had the other fight?
Yeah.
What is she doing here?
Yeah,
Oh, I guess she's at ATT in Florida now. Never mind.
Right?
Yeah, she does live here.
But I'm assuming that she's in America now. She can't go. She can't fight in Italy. She can't be in Italy.
Well, she can't fight in Italy for another 30 years.
I think that this is, like you said, Miranda Maverick definitely deserves to be in the UFC. She's deserved to be in the UFC. I think that she wins. Yeah, Invicta coming in big on this card.
I know. Late notice, saving the day, adding some heat. Adding some heat. Yeah, man, Maverick is rolling right now. I mean, we knew it when she was first starting out.
Yeah.
ended up losing that fight to Deanna Bennett last year. Crazy that that was last year, last February, well, February 2019. And then, just gets on a roll and, goes and wins the Phoenix Rising 2 tournament, then takes out Pearl Gonzalez, who, man, I really did not expect her to win that fight as easily as she did. A very dominant, very good performance by Miranda Maverick. That was kind of when I was like, okay, she's proven that she has taken a step up, even though the tournament win was very good as well, the way that she won that whole thing. Yeah, this is a very very tough one for Barella, who seems to be on the decline. I used to think that she was a rather underappreciated. But when she came into the UFC, she was not really getting the respect she deserved. Came in there, got a just easy win against Galindria Faria in her debut at UFC 216 with that arm triangle, and then just kind of has fallen off, which is really sucks to see. But yeah, Maverick is pretty much a train who ain't going off the tracks right now. She's probably gonna roll through, I think.
Yep.
I could see a rear naked or something, but I expect her to dominate a bit, and that'll be the end of MRB, I think, in the UFC. So I'm going to say Maverick by first round submission, honestly.
Yeah, nice. I agree. I think that Maverick gets the submission at some point. First, second round, even third round. At some point, I think that Maverick wins. It's not going to go the full three. I don't think. I mean, she's a really good fighter, a really solid fighter.
So much potential.
And like you said, Burrell is kind of on her way out, and this will probably be that fight where she's gone, unless if the UFC keeps her around like they did with Tecia Torres.
Can't see that happening. She's been getting finished, if Burrell is to get finished again, then yeah. And the thing that worries me here about this is Maverick wins and they toss her to like, I don't know, whoever's ranked number 12, or like give her something that's a bit extreme. I would go another unranked opponent after this, but since Barella has been ranked before and is more of a name, that scares me that a very good win for Maverick could see her tossed a bit early, and I don't want to see anything happen like with Macy Barber.
Right.
So we'll see.
There's Alexis Davis who's available. I mean, we don't know what's going on with her. She's available, right? I mean, you would assume, because she's been sitting in the rankings for a long time now. Montana De La Rosa is another one. Kim is another one. Shevchenko. Those are all solid fights for Maverick. I don't know.
Assuming she wins.
Yeah, assuming that she wins, and we both assume that she will win this fight. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, the UFC's kind of wild right now with their matchmaking. If Miranda Maverick gets a fairly easy win, maybe we'll see her fucking next month again.
Very possible. Very possible.
Because that's kind of the way that things are going right now.
Yeah, I mean, this fight was announced last week.
Last week, yeah.
So presumably made, not very long ago. I mean, well, Barella lost to Casey not too recently. That was on the Overeem and Harris card.
Yep.
So that was last month.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, it's about availability right now for the fighters, but we're also coming into the end of the Apex cards, true. And going to the Abu Dhabi cards, where we'll see a lot more international fighters, and maybe we'll see a lot more international fighters taking short notice fights.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's a ton of Brazilians that need fights right now.
They always need fights, Steven. Come on.
It's true.
But we agree on the picks this week.
Yeah, we didn't last week, and I was wrong.
Yeah, we were off a little bit there on that one. But it's all good. It happens. That's what makes it all fun.
Yeah, I went 8-4 in my overall picks on that card. I missed Tecia Torres, Raquel Pennington, Roxanne Modafferi. I think the only female fight that I got right was Jillian Robertson.
Yeah, I only got Rocky right. all over the place. All over.
So I think that will be it for this week's WMMA Today podcast. Thank you to the We Are Rising podcast for sending in a question for us. Thank you for watching us. There was a watcher on YouTube.
We had a couple pop in. That's the numbers we're going.
You know who that is? No.
Oh, yeah. Our commenter?
Yeah, who is that?
Shout out to John Brannigan. Sure Dog. He made my my logo that I have on all my videos for the intro. And he made the Schmoes intro. He's made a bunch of people's stuff. Check him out at Inverse MMA on Twitter. Great guy. So shout out to him. Thanks for watching, John.
Yes,
if you're watching now.
Thank
Whoever's left.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Until next Tuesday at the same bat time, same bat channel, 6:30 p.m. next Tuesday, we will talk about these fights that happened this weekend. Poirier Hooker. Oh my fucking God, cannot wait.
Good send out from the Apex.
Until next week.
Peace.